Whenever you're doing a valuation deck is to basically do their job for them. Do your RICS chartered surveyor a favor and give them as much information as you can about the project that's going to help them make the best decision for you. And what I mean by that is give you the valuation that you want. Not downvalue it, as people would say, but actually give you as high a valuation as they possibly can, because they've understood the property more. You've given them all the nuances and all the key information that they need to make the right decision. And this is quite prevalent to me, what to put in a valuation pack. This is something we've gone through before, and these screenshots are from probably about a year and a bit ago when we were going into starting works on the old maltings. Things have progressed. For those that haven't followed this project, we got planning approval initially for 16 flats under permitted development. We submit a planning application to do external work, so to get roof lights, windows, balconies, extra mezzanine space internally, and basically enhance those 16 units to 20 flats as part of the conversion. And then we went one step further to submit a full planning application to get 2 new houses in the car park, a front extension to change and transform the entrance off the main road, but also take a 1-bed flat into a 5-bed HMO. And then we've also moved the bin store externally and got a new flat as part of that transfer. So 21 flats now as part of the conversion and 2 houses in the car park. So what I'm meeting the valuer today, lender that we are currently working with, is going to be giving us a new facility. So new financial facility to cater for the additional costs as part of this phase 2 of works. So I've been putting together a valuation deck, and the purpose of this, whenever you're doing a valuation deck, is to basically do their job for them. Do your RICS chartered surveyor a favor and give them as much information as you can about the project that's going to help them make the best decision for you. And what I mean by that is give you the valuation that you want, not downvalue it, as people would say, but actually give you as high a valuation as they possibly can, because they've understood the property more. You've given them all the nuances and all the key information that they need to make the right decision. Key to give like a quick overview, project summary. So I sort of said the works are partially complete on the first phase, which is 20 units. And then phase 2 comprises of all the additions that I've mentioned in the intro to this segment, where they can find the latest planning approvals to show that it's got approval, ready to go, and why it's needed. So this is the valuation for the lender to provide us with a further development facility to cover the costs of the phase 2 of works. And the idea of this package is to show your development in its best light possible. So you can see in these images that I've put on screen, you've got the before of what our front elevation is going to look like versus the CGI of what it will look like with all the planning approvals that we've achieved. So massive improvement, much greater sex appeal in terms of how that building looks. Obviously, that's going to enhance the value, not only enhance the value of the properties that we've got planning approval for, but enhance the value of the rest of the site because of the improvements that we're making. So again, showing it in its best light.
Sorry to interrupt. If you're new here, this video has probably been pulled from one of our live video broadcasts where we show insights into our 6, 7, and 8-figure businesses. We're live every week showing the inner workings of our business, sharing tips, templates, and strategies that you can take away and use in your own business to help you grow and be more profitable. If you've not checked it out yet, head over to the live section on our YouTube channel where you can see all of the back catalog of videos where we cover everything that you need to be a successful entrepreneur and a property developer. Back to the video.
Then some of the key information for those, again, that haven't tuned into this before. We are selling 18 of these flats off plan. It's with an off plan sales agent. We've already got 5 of those 18 flats within 1 month under offer. No, that's amazing. 5 offers within 1 month, already secured, sales memos provided to solicitors, legal process started. Obviously, from a valuation perspective, a valuer is going to look at that and be very, very interested in terms of the sales values that we've achieved on those 5 units, because that really does set a precedent for the rest of the scheme. And if we've sold something for £250,000, whereas in his calculations or figures, he was down at 230. He's going to then question that 230, but they've tested the market. They've seen what people are willing to pay for this unit. And maybe I'm slightly on the low side, so I'll up it to 240, 245, which is still obviously loads better for you than the 230 he was originally thinking. Key information that we're also adding is any other ways in which we've added value. So we've added gardens, we've added balconies. They should add between £10,000 and £15,000 per unit in terms of adding that private amenity. The 1-bed flat is turning into a 5-bed bed flat. So it's really, really clear in terms of our rental income for that unit. So he can look at what it would be on a yield value. Obviously, nobody's going to be buying a 5-bedroom flat, right? In terms of the pound per square foot sales rate on that is not going to be as high as a 1-bedroom flat. So he's going to have to take into consideration the rental income that is likely to get from that HMO. So it's giving him all that information up front. Jack and his brother Rob run Central Suites. They have over 60 bedrooms in and around this area. So they are very dialed down in terms of how much this HMO is going to rent for. So share all that information. Without going through all of this key info, it's basically just highlighting all of the things that are going to add value to your scheme so that he can see it in its best light. The CGI underneath shows you, how amazing the rear courtyard is going to look, soften it up with some of the planting, add the balconies, add the gardens at the ground floor level for the ground floor flats. And it's going to look amazing. Then we've gone into the values. So, one thing that I haven't mentioned is I do at the start of this, under the project summary, I will add all of the financials. So the very, very high level, we're not buying it for anything because it's already a site we own. These are the development costs. These are the statutory fees. These are professional fees. This is the gross development value we think for this portion of the works. And therefore, this is the profitability of the scheme as it stands as far as we see it. And that's, again, a benchmark for him. He might disagree completely, but at least you've managed his expectations of where you think the value should be. Local sales comparable. So we've had, a local agent value the 2 new build houses. We've given a couple of comparable houses that we have found locally on Rightmove. It gives a really good insight into what the townhouses should sell for and a bit of discussion around those properties. So sort of leading him in the right direction. We've got these markets, I think, for 550 and 575 in terms of our townhouses. This one's only on for 500k. So it's then sort of explaining why this one is inferior to ours. Well, it's a EPC of C. Ours will be an EPC of A because it's new build. Doesn't have any parking, this one. Ours has parking. This is second-hand stock. That's the reasons why this one only might go for 500 and ours might go for 550, 575. On the flip side, this one's on for 750 and it's a better location. It's slightly bigger than ours. Still got a poor EPC of D, but it's, a better location than one above. So this sort of gives him a really good indication as to what the market is launching this type of property to the market and gives some good comparables. A little bit of information around the specification. So again, giving him some insight in terms of how these properties are going to be finished. This one's unique because it's got the exposed brickwork of this vaulted ceiling down in the undercroft, which used to be part of the car parking area. More information of what the internal finishes are going to look like in the general specification. And then a little bit generally about the business itself. So, this is actually a property that we've got about 5-minute walk from this project. Again, shows that it's got a base value of 520 a square foot. The average small 1-bed will rent for this. It was RICS valued in 2023 at this value. All these things help to prop up the valuation that you've given your property. And then some more, recent examples of the types of things that XP Property do and the quality of finish that we produce.
If you got value from this video, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell because we release one video at least every week, so you'll be the first to get notified. See you on the next one.